What's up, movie lovers, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving deep into the raw, gritty, and action-packed world of the Nigerian thriller Suky. This is a story about how a son's love for his father turns into a burning quest for vengeance, leading him down a dark path into a corrupt and brutal prison system, where fighting is the only language everyone understands. It's a tale of survival, honor, and redemption. So let's break down the incredible story of Suky. We begin with Adigun, a skilled boxer and a dedicated father. He runs a local boxing gym training young men, but behind the scenes, he's a man haunted by nightmares. His world revolves around his young son, Suky, who he lovingly calls Suky. Their bond is the heart of the story's beginning. Adigun is teaching his son about honor and strength, but he's also carrying a heavy secret. Suky, being a curious kid, starts noticing things. He sees his father, a powerful fighter, intentionally losing matches in shady, underground fights. He then watches him collect money from mysterious men afterward. Confused, Suky confronts him, asking, "Do you get paid to lose a fight?" Adigun is forced to confess. He explains that he's throwing these fights to make enough money to pay for Suky's school fees. He tells his son a Yoruba proverb: "What an elder sees while sitting down, a child cannot see, even if he climbs a tall tree." He's making sacrifices, even if it means compromising his honor, all for his son's future.
But this dangerous game was never going to end well. After one particularly big fight, Adigun decides to fight for his pride. He wins spectacularly, knocking out his opponent, but this victory seals his fate. The men he had to deal with, the ones who paid him to lose, are furious. That night, as Adigun and Suky walk home, they are ambushed. The leader of the gang, a cold, ruthless man we later know as Sledgehammer, confronts Adigun. Adigun begs for his life, promising to make things right, but it's too late. Sledgehammer looks at the terrified little Suky and delivers a chilling lesson. Suky, a man who cannot keep his word, is a dangerous man. Right in front of his son, they brutally murder Adigun. Suky is left screaming, holding his father's lifeless body, his world shattered in an instant. The image of his father's killer is burned into his mind forever.
Years pass. Suky is no longer a child. He is a young man, consumed by one thing and one thing only: revenge. He manages to track down Sledgehammer, who is now a powerful figure in a notorious group called the Ajay Gang. Suky, armed with a knife, attempts to avenge his father, but his attempt fails, and he is arrested and thrown into the infamous Ajay prison. And this is where the movie truly kicks into high gear. Ajay prison is not just a jail. It's a kingdom ruled by a corrupt and sadistic warden named Marshall. Marshall sees the inmates not as prisoners, but as property. He tells them, "As long as I am here, I am your lord and your master. Your lives are mine, to do as I please." Inside this brutal world, there is a fight club. Inmates are forced to compete in a traditional bare-knuckle fight style called dambe. The prison's undisputed champion is a monstrous fighter named Igi Imu. For Marshall, these fights are a business. He runs a high-stakes betting ring with a powerful and corrupt politician known only as the Senator, who, in a dark twist of fate, is the very man Sledgehammer works for. The Senator wants Suky silenced permanently because Suky is a witness to a murder his gang committed. He orders Marshall to kill him. But Marshall sees something in Suky. After Suky single-handedly takes down 3 of Marshall's men sent to kill him, Marshall realizes this kid isn't a liability. He's an asset. He's a natural-born fighter. So, instead of killing him, Marshall buys Suky's life from the Senator, telling him the boy's a future champion who will make them a lot of money. Suky is now Marshall's property. He has moved to a better cell block, but he knows this is just a gilded cage. He realizes that the only way to get his revenge is to become the best fighter in the prison. He seeks out a mentor, an old crippled inmate named Baba-Nla. Baba-Nla is wise and knows the art of dambe better than anyone. At first he refuses, but when he learns Suky is fighting for revenge for his father, he agrees to train him. He tells Suky, "I will train you to fight like a real fighter. You will be able to fight for your rights." With Baba-Nla as his coach and another inmate, Ijaya, as his training partner, Suky begins his transformation. Baba-Nla teaches him that fighting isn't just about rage and power. It's about strategy, focus, and discipline. He has to learn to control the anger that fuels him. Suki's first major test is against the reigning champion, Igi-Imu. Everyone expects the newcomer to be destroyed. The fight is brutal. Igi-Imu is a beast, but Suky uses the techniques Baba-Inla taught him. He weathers the storm, stays patient, and when the moment is right, he unleashes his power, knocking Igi-Imu out cold. Suky is the new champion. His victory makes him a star in the prison's fight circuit, earning Marshall and the senator a fortune. But Suky's mission is far from over. During his time in prison, he develops a connection with the prison doctor, Simisola. He learns that she is essentially Marshall's prisoner too. Marshall is obsessed with her and refuses to let her leave, threatening to have her shot if she ever tries to escape. Suky, now with leverage as Marshall's prized fighter, makes a bold move. He tells Marshall he will only continue to fight on one condition, the release of Dr. Simisola. He's no longer just fighting for revenge, he's fighting for someone else's freedom. This all leads to the final, ultimate showdown, the championship fight. Suky's opponent is none other than Sledgehammer, the man who murdered his father right before his eyes. The stage is set for the perfect revenge. But there's a final, shocking twist. Marshall, feeling disrespected and used by the senator, decides to betray him. He wants to ruin the senator's massive bet on Suky. He goes to Suky just before the fight and orders him to lose. He holds Dr. Simisola's freedom over his head, telling him, "If you do as I say, all the promises I made to you will stand." Suky is trapped. Does he throw the fight to free the doctor? Or does he seize his one chance to avenge his father? The fight begins. Sledgehammer immediately taunts him. "I will kill you the way I killed your father." He tries to get into Suky's head, to fuel his rage and make him reckless. From the sidelines, Baba-Inla screams, "He wants to distract you. Don't get distracted. Remember, anyone who's looking back while running a race will fall." Suky is beaten down, bleeding, and on the verge of defeat. The senator is celebrating, thinking his money is safe. But then, Marshall, making good on his deal, releases Dr. Simisola. Seeing that she is free, something in Suky snaps into focus. All the pain, all the training, all the rage, and all the discipline come together. He rises. He fights back with a ferocity no one has ever seen. In a stunning reversal, he corners the monster who haunted his dreams. As he delivers the final, devastating blows, he looks Sledgehammer in the eye and says, "A man that can't keep to his word isn't a man." He defeats his father's killer.
The stadium erupts into chaos. The senator was so happy to see that Suky defeat Sledgehammer, while Marshall was shocked that Suky betrayed him by winning the match. He told him to lose. Suky exposes the entire plot to everyone. The power structure crumbles in an instant. The inmates, led by Ijaya, rise up, declaring a new era. They turn on the now powerless Marshall, finally getting their own revenge. In the midst of the chaos, Suky finds Dr. Simisola. She is free. She promises him that now that she's out, she will find a way to get him released legally. As she leaves, they share a look of hope. Suky came to prison seeking revenge, but he found something more. He found a new purpose, freed an innocent person, and brought down the entire corrupt system that held them all captive. He started as a boy driven by hate and ended as a man who fought for justice.
And that is the incredible action-packed story of Suky, a fantastic Nigerian thriller about vengeance and redemption. What did you guys think? Was Suky's final choice the right one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another breakdown. Until next time.